Hey, everybody. Welcome, welcome,
Hello,
welcome.
everybody. Welcome to Life in Sync. I'm Mary, and we have Rhonda and Erica here, and we hope that you've had a great day on this Tuesday. And so we want to go ahead and get straight into our topic. But first, how was your day, ladies?
Productive as usual. Hi, Anita.
Had a very, very good day. Hey, Anita, how you doing today? So we hope everybody's had a great day. And if not, continue to push through. And tomorrow is always going to be better. Hey, Jennifer.
Hey,
How are you?
Jennifer.
So glad that y'all stop in and support us on tonight. We got a topic to talk about tonight because as the world continues to change and we continue to evolve and develop and grow, as people, we find ourselves in a new place. And most of us have shifted in this season into another place, to another level, another level of thinking, another level of living, another level of, connections, another level in the things of God, just all around. And so it's so important as we continue to grow and grow through these things that we learn how to navigate in the new place. And when we talk about navigating in a new place, I mean how we move, how we maneuver, how we handle our course of life. Hey, Debbie, how we do what we need to do. How do we operate, as we continue to grow and as we continue to try to figure out what's next in our life. Even though we're already here, it's so important for us to make sure that we know how to navigate appropriately so that we don't cause setbacks, disruptions, and loss of focus. And so I know with each of us individually, we have a lot of different projects going on and a lot of different things happening, but yet and still, I'm a wife, we're all mothers, we all work, we all have some entrepreneurship type ventures. Hey, Angela, we have a whole lot of things happening and a whole lot of things going on, but we want to make sure that we're continuing to grow, continue to go higher, continuing to navigate, in the newness. And sometimes the newness can be a strange place. It's a place of uncertainty. It's something you've never seen before. Your mind begins to open up to possibilities. You're no longer walking in fear. You're no longer stagnant, but you're actually moving forward. And if you're like me, a lot of times, especially when the Lord gives me vision or, unctions me to do a thing, a lot of times I don't even know how to get it done.
Right.
But I've come to the place where I can step out and move, and my steps are ordered, so I have to trust God in that. But just learning how to maneuver, how to handle myself, still how to manage people, how to manage all the responsibilities that I have, but being in that place of newness, really just continue to grow and be a better person. So which one of you want to go first tonight? Erica, go ahead. You got something.
Okay. Navigating in a new place is scary because it is the unknown. And again, we speak to the issue of fear. When you're in a new place, you don't know what to expect because it may be uncharted territory for you, not necessarily for other people. So there have been times that I have been hesitant, and I know a lot of other people have too, about walking in that new place, about taking a new step. So when you're in that new place or you're navigating, you have to have a vision. What is it that I want to accomplish? Like you're saying early, Mary, I may not know how to get there, but I know this is what I want to do. So it's necessary to just bite off that fear, just take it away and just take one step. And once you're in that new place, and once you're already out there, you're out there. There's no turning back. Like we were talking earlier, if you're out there, you can't go back. It's not an option. So once you get out there into that new place, and your foot is already in the water, you got to learn how to swim. Because what if there is a possibility that you may not succeed or you may not get the result that you intended? So that is not a reason for you to retreat and say, no, I'm not going to do it. It may be a message for you to try it another way. So you won't know if you're going to succeed unless you don't try it. You got to try it first. And if you fail one time, you get up and try it again. So don't allow fear to stop you from navigating that new place, and have a vision, have a general idea of what you're going to do. And just because you don't have the answers of how to get there doesn't mean you can't pursue. Go forth in it anyway. And as you walk along the lines, you'll get the ideas, you'll get the help, you'll get the instruction. Do your research.
Yes.
I found in another area, when you're walking in a new place or navigating, you can't be lazy. It's not going to get handed to you. So you cannot be
No.
lazy. It requires sacrifice. Um, Many people are scared of sacrifice. They don't want to work the long hours. They don't want to stay up late. They don't want to lose sleep. They don't want to cut back on this expense, or they don't want to have to go talk to this person or connect with that person for whatever reason. But I know when you're navigating a new place, sometimes you're uncomfortable. And that is okay to be uncomfortable, but that's one step closer to your goal. So that's one thing that I had to learn to do, to put aside fear and at least take one step. And once you get in that place and you get a little comfortable and say, hey, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, let me take another step. And the more steps that you begin to take, you'll see yourself getting closer to that goal. So those are some things that are important to me when getting into a new place, starting a new venture, not allowing fear to take over, and that to dominate your thinking and to dominate your presence and stop you from getting and connecting to people.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Rhonda.
Well, when you're transitioning, I believe, now this is just my belief, I believe that 20, you don't have to be, 30 or whatever, but I think at any stage of life, somebody can make a successful transition if they put certain rules in place. Now, you have to be willing to develop a system. And that's one way that I navigate through transitions, is developing a system. Now, when you develop a system, the individual has to be willing to be able to, create that timeline, and not necessarily a timeline as far as I'm talking about a list, but a timeline. A list is just say a list of things that you want to accomplish or things that you need to do. But when you set aside a timeline, when you make a timeline, you actually put time and dates on there. So it gives you that accountability, to get these things done. So that's one part of that. Now,
Did she disappear?
Yeah. Well, I
Can you
like
hear me,
Jennifer's
Erica?
comment. Yeah, I hear you. I like Jennifer's comment where she says, I think at times God makes us uncomfortable because otherwise he knows we wouldn't make that move. And that is so true. Sometimes we have to get the fire lit under us for the call to action. So I think that's really important. That's good, Jennifer. I appreciate that.
Yep. There's been some times that if I had to stay comfortable, I never would have made the moves I made. If I didn't have to go from this job to that job, and then from
Mhm.
one situation to another, pushing me to another situation, which
That's
eventually
right.
worked out for my good, so I could do
Yeah.
the things that was really in me to do. So most definitely, there are some times when God will make us uncomfortable in order to get us to move out of the place. He'll shake the nest, he'll stir the nest, so to speak. But even as we navigate through, when you were talking, Erica, I got to thinking about, being in a new place and what it requires. And sometimes it does require for us to make new connections and meet new people, to have to
Right.
explore new environments and step out and do things that we never thought that we could do, that we were comfortable doing, or that we even had the capacity to do. So one of the things that I am doing in this process of being in a new place is learning more about who I am, because that's my
Yes.
identity that
Yes.
needs to be revealed of who I am created to be and what my purpose is here in the earth. God
Right.
begins to put me in those positions so those particular things can come out. And
Right.
so I'm looking in to particular places where, where the things that I'm trying to do and the goals that I'm trying to accomplish and the ways that I'm trying to make, and understanding that it's not always a one person show. And then
Right.
even
Right.
in my, I guess I'm introverted. You know,
I don't know about that one.
I'm not gonna say strange person, but I'm peculiar, and then I embrace that because it's the reason why I am the way that I am, and I understand it more and more every single day. But maybe not necessarily, like just to say, for instance, my husband, he don't meet a stranger. You know what I'm saying? So that's one half of me. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But I'm the person that might be a little quiet, might not say too much, might just wave at first. Trying to feel it out, discern what's going on in the atmosphere before I jump in. But being in business, starting businesses, having to branch out and meet new people has challenged that even in the place that I'm in now, because I got to step out and I got to meet new people.
Right. Uh-huh.
So, place where I have to do that. But we talk about shifting, we're talking about transitioning, we're talking about moving, and talking about not being stagnant. And you brought up some very important points about being fearful. And there's always that little nagging piece of fear that kind of wants
Right.
to
It is.
catch itself and to hang on. But you know what? You got to keep moving past it. You got to keep striving past it. You got to keep pushing past it. And not just be sitting on the sidelines watching other people make moves. You have it
Exactly.
in you. You
Uh-huh.
have it in you.
Exactly.
There's nothing that one person can't do that another person can't get done. We all
That's
have a
right.
gift. We all have an area. And we all
Mhm.
have things that we have to work, and never let anybody make you feel bad about that. A lot
Thank
of times I feel
you.
like we do give haters too much
Too much
attention,
credit.
or
Right.
worry about who's not supporting, you know, what we do, and sometimes we can't help but to to look at those things. But at the end of the day, you got to keep your head on straight, and you got to keep moving forward. We have to have faith over our fears. Absolutely right. And
That's
this
right,
and this is
Nita.
navigating in a new place. It's simply
Mhm.
all about faith. It's
Right.
all about
Right.
trusting God and believing what He's told you to do. And you, not moving in those things and not moving in faith will guarantee you a hundred
Mhm.
percent failure rate,
Yeah.
because you never even tried. So there are some things
Right.
that I've tried that I've gotten wrong, especially when it
All of
comes
us
to business,
have.
because I didn't have anybody to help me. There's a lot of money that I've lost because I didn't have anybody to
Yes.
help me. And so that's why I've been so
Yes.
passionate
Mm.
in my effort to help other people, especially as it relates to healthcare, because that's one of the
Right.
areas that, I deal in. Because as we can see right now, there are so many people who don't have access to healthcare, who don't
Right.
understand infection control,
Mm.
who don't understand,
Yeah.
you know, how to take care of themselves, even in a pandemic, who cannot or will not follow instructions.
Right.
And so,
Right.
we're needed. And then you say, well, I just been a CNA for 20 years. If that's
You
all
got
you
some
then
knowledge.
don't tell myself. I don't care what you are. I've only
Right.
been this for this long. That
You've
has
got
absolutely
something.
nothing to do with what's in you.
Right.
You
Right.
got a strategy, you got a plan. I know a CNA right now from Atlanta who grosses $300,000 a year from starting her own company.
Okay. Okay. It can
Right?
be
You clocking
done.
in working for somebody because you scared.
Right. Right.
And
And one
that's
thing
no
you were
lie.
okay. So put that fear down. Let's go. It's time to get to grinding. Yes, ma'am. And one thing you were saying
We feel like,
too,
when we feel like it's some things that we need to do, when we feel like it's some things that need to happen, when you're in this place where you're feeling strange and you're feeling like there's more in you and that you should be doing more, and now is the time, then now is the time. And so you have
right,
to make sure that you're connecting, with people who can help you. And it is uncomfortable for some of us to reach out to strangers,
right.
but in many times it's very necessary. And so,
Exactly.
as we continue to go out, new places require new connections.
Right,
I'm
right.
trying to get something. I'm trying to do something. If you laugh at me, that's fine. If they close the door in my face, that's fine. But I'm determined to navigate through this thing. I'm gonna make
That's
these
it.
necessary moves. I'm gonna
Uh-huh.
be, what God told me to be. I
That's
don't care
right.
if you say everybody's doing it. They told me everybody was going to nurse practitioner school 10 years ago. Everybody in nurse practitioner, it's flooded. Well, guess what? They might be, but the Lord put in me to build my own company. So that ain't had
Okay.
nothing to do with me about what everybody else was doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So don't let people talk you out of your destiny. It might be a
That's
business.
right.
Everybody might be selling paparazzi, but apparently people making some money. Because there's a
Right.
lot of people doing it. You know what I'm saying? Or people are selling tips and all this kind of stuff. And people got
Mhm.
their little side comments. And then the same people with the side comments end up selling the stuff. So,
Exactly.
don't let nobody stop you from making those moves in
Right.
this new place, because
Mm-hmm.
now we're seeing more and more. You got to have more than one stream of
That's right.
income,
More than one
or you
stream.
can't go to work. You got to be in a place where you can get your own and make your own moves.
Mm-hmm.
Own who you are. That's absolutely right. In this situation. Yeah, and have more than one stream. And
Mm-hmm.
and I'm sorry, I don't want to sound ugly, but forget these people in my nice Christian way. Just forget these people.
I
I ain't
missed
gonna
that.
say
Say
what I
that
want to
again.
say, but you got to keep it moving, and you got to manifest and stop being a hater. On what other people are doing. Stop questioning what other people are doing. Start your business. Your place. This is a new season for everybody. This is strange for everybody.
Right.
This is not
Right.
something. This is not something that we've ever seen before in our lifetime. And so we have to make the necessary moves. We have to strategize, and we have to use wisdom in order to maneuver in this place so that we can set ourselves up for the next season, because we don't know what lies ahead. So if
Right.
you're unctioned to do something, if you're unctioned to start a business, if you're unctioned to try something new, if if this God keeps bringing this person before you to reach out to them, but you scared because you don't know how they may react and you don't know them, but they're doing something that you want to do. You know what I'm saying? You never know until you try.
Right.
And
Right.
so let that be a part. I'm gonna let you talk, Eric. I'm gonna shut up.
I'm
But let that
just
be a part of your strategy for your new place. And that's outside of my comfort zone. Talking to
Mm,
people, you
yeah.
know,
Right.
in a strange. I have reached out to people, and I want to network, and I want to connect. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But my peculiarness stops me at times. But I push past that. But go ahead, Eric.
Mhm. And I like what you said earlier. You have to learn yourself. You have to know what your own limitations are. And even within that, you need to be ready to push the bar. Hey, I've been in this spot long enough. I'm getting ready to move forward in something. So you have to know who you are. You have to know what you're comfortable with. Even have to know your discomforts. You have to be willing to release that place, your old place, and to walk into your new place. You have to release your comfort zone to walk in that place of discomfort or places that are uncomfortable. Like you're saying, you usually don't go out and talk to people because that's not you. But you recognize you knew yourself, you learned yourself. You don't like to do that, but you went out into this new place and look at you now. You were able to flourish. What if you were not able to connect with people? If you were too fearful, or your preference was not to go out and meet new business people. So if you maintained yourself in that preference, you would not be as successful as you are doing the things that you are. So I think it's really important that you learn yourself and not be in denial. Admit it. I got an issue with this. Admit it. I don't like talking to people. Admit it that I stutter and I'm embarrassed about when I do talk. If you find a shortcoming in yourself, go out and fix it. Get some help. Make the right connections so that when you do present yourself, it is the picture that you want to see. It is the vision that you saw. So don't let your own limitations stop you. Push the bar. If your bar is here, push it out a little bit more. Yes, I can do this. So I'm not going to accept that my past as being my future. I'm going to move forward in that. So I think that's really important. Congratulations, Angela.
Not
She got a
bringing
new
those
team member
old.
for her business. Good.
She turned up. Now she working her
Yes, ma'am.
period.
Paparazzi popping.
Okay, just in case you didn't know, so working her. But
Push the
we
bar.
can't take our old mindset into our new place, and we
Right.
can't be in our feelings as we continue to go. Yeah, we got to keep it moving. We got to keep moving forward. We got to take us backwards,
Yeah.
and we don't want to go backwards. We want to keep continuing to move forward. So as you continue to push through, work those businesses, do your thing. You know what I'm saying?
Do your
Forget what people
thing,
have to say.
ladies.
Make your money.
Mhm.
Make your money. Let that money talk. Let that money do what it do.
Right. The legal and right way,
Don't worry
mind
about
you.
the rest.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
if you tired of seeing me on social media, block me. Unfollow me.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
You
Mhm.
know.
Make your
But
own
you got to
space.
and if it's just about somebody working their business that's getting on your nerves, and you need to check yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because I guarantee you, when your time comes, you're gonna want some support.
Right.
So
Right.
that's the thing about it. Work.
Yeah.
You got to come on. You got to come on. Be in a new place. We got to encourage each other. We got to stop tearing each other down. We got to be a support.
Right.
Building that tribe of people who can honestly support each other is so important. Making
Right.
those divine connections. Because we're all going to. Yes, we can.
Yeah.
Absolutely, we can definitely all eat. We can definitely all have a seat at the table. Everybody's meal that's being served is not gonna be the same. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But
Right.
we all eating. And so this is really a time for you not to waste time.
That's
You
right.
don't have
Mhm.
you don't have to go on vacation. You don't have to buy an expensive pair of shoes right now. You ain't even really going nowhere.
Okay.
Spend that money and invest
Mhm.
in yourself, invest in a
Right.
business.
Right.
Get in on a webinar right there in your
Uh-huh.
house. You ain't got to go
Mhm.
nowhere.
Right.
People are putting out all type of information
Mhm.
that's right at your fingertips. So that you can grow and invest.
Mhm.
Business opportunities. Don't shun things when you could have the opportunity to become a part of something. And make a better living for yourself, a better life for yourself, a better
Right.
living for your children, and buy the red bottoms.
Okay.
Go on the expensive vacation later. I learned how to delay stuff. Even I think about even when I became an RN, and a lot of people, I don't know, they under the impression that nurses make a lot of money, but that's a whole nother show. Um, but one of the things that I would get criticized about was that, oh, you are RN, why you driving that car? Or you or this, why you ain't got this type of purse? But I was spending my money on school.
Right. Right.
College had my money, tuition had my, my
Right.
kids had my money. So I had to delay all of that stuff, and it didn't bother me to delay it,
Right.
because now if I did want it, now I could have it, and it wouldn't even be a strain. So I just
Exactly.
said all that to say, even in a new place, sometimes you have to put some things on hold.
Right.
Sometimes you have
Right.
to defer in order to be able to progress and to get to the place that you want to be in. But this is definitely the time to make some moves. This
Mhm.
is definitely the time to learn and to grow and to study in
Right.
those things that you have a vision for, because you never know what lies around the corner.
Absolutely.
You got to be ready. You got to be ready, and
Absolutely.
you don't have to impress anybody.
Mhm. And I've learned
Stop
that,
trying to impress people.
yeah. And I've learned that sometimes you have to create your own space. Even if you think there's not room for you at the table, if you think there's not space for you, sometimes you just got to create it your own self. Like you were saying, your business, the being a nurse practitioner is overpopulated, but no, you made your own space. You went and made it work for you. So you can't let that stop you, the naysayers, or what it looks like on the outside, because once you get on the inside, it's a whole new ball game. You don't know that. So don't let that prevent you from launching, from moving forward. Of course, whatever you have peace about, and because we are women of faith, I believe, we believe that if God gives you peace about something, that very well could be your message to go forth in that. So you can't allow yourself, what it looks like on the outside, to determine whether or not you're going to move forward. Of course, do your research. Of course, pray. Create your own space. If there's not space, if there's not a platform, create your own. If there's not a space, create your own. Just go out there and do it, but you cannot live in this dormant state underground all the time. You've got to get up and grow that seed. You've got to manifest that fruit on that tree, because you have something in you. And just thinking, oh, I'm not good enough. My speech is not good enough. I don't have the right connections. Trash it. Bad thinking. That's in the past. Move forward in who you are. Whatever that idea was in your mind, it was in you for a reason. And you may have to step out and create some things. And you might fall a couple of times, but you got to keep on moving. And yeah, that's good. Jennifer Chest Tyler Perry said, if they don't give you a seat, you just make your own. So that's what you have to do. Not live in fear, not live by other people's standards. You live by the standards that God has given you. And that's how you're going to grow. And you're not going to be limited or stifled in your the things that you do. So I think that's really important. Create your own space. Yeah.
Embraced by other people. You know,
Mm-hmm.
different kind of person has made it to a specific level, or they may be prosperous or functioning. It doesn't mean that they're secure.
Right.
It doesn't mean that they're loving. It doesn't mean that they want to see other people make it. And
Right.
so even when we get hurt in those times when we are rejected, you know, then that just fuels the fire for you to build your own platform, put your
Right.
own chair up at your own table. You know, don't let anybody stop you from doing the things that you need to do. No, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm trying my best to do what I need to do.
Exactly. And that's
You
good,
know,
Debbie. Mm-hmm. Yeah, few are called, many are called, but few are
but yeah,
chosen.
actually, what God has predestined is definitely going to come into fruition for you. But you got to fight for it. And
Mm. You got to be willing to fight. That's right.
you're not going to be in a place where everybody's going to like you and everybody's going to embrace you, especially when you're the new kid on the block, you know, because some people may see
Exactly.
newness as a threat. You know, even as I
Right.
grow and even as I build, you know, my prayer is that my heart does not change toward people. And so
Right.
that's the
That's
major
good.
issue that we have, especially in certain cultures. Sometimes we see each other as a threat, or we see each other as a competition, so we fail to embrace. And you know, and it's not my heart to see anybody else struggle and for
Right.
anybody to tell me. So I got bout sense. So yeah,
Okay. Me too.
I'm a strategist. I ain't just saying that because it's trendy. I'm saying it because I lost a whole bunch of money, a whole
Yes.
bunch of time, made a whole lot of
Yes.
mistakes. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? You know, and it put me in a whole lot of, you know, trouble. So yeah, it's not. I don't take strategists lightly.
Right. Right.
Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
don't just casually say that. So
Yeah.
I definitely know that it's difficult sometimes to step out and then feeling like you should be doing more, taking the risk, being being afraid to fail. But you know, sometimes you be so afraid to fail, but you're more afraid not to try. You know, has your back
True.
ever been
Mm-hmm.
against the wall? Have you ever
It's
just
true.
been in a place where you needed new or something different? You know, or you knew there was something more for you. You
Right.
know, nothing like that boss sense. That boss sense costs,
Okay.
amen. But you just
Amen
gotta,
to
you
that.
know, get in that place where you're willing to fight for what you're willing to fight for what you want, you know,
Right.
and even
Mm-hmm.
in that, trusting God and letting God order your steps, like I said earlier. Because a lot of stuff that I have done, I didn't know what I was doing, and even some things I'm working on right now, I don't know what I'm doing
But you're
because
navigating
they're not
anyway.
necessarily in my comfort zone or my area of expertise. That's why I was like, let's talk about navigating in a new place because I'm trying to get some help too.
Yeah.
Rhonda, you back?
Girl,
It's
Can you
all
hear me,
good. I know you got
Rhonda?
something.
so what happened?
We so glad you wanna say
See now, I'm
Come
gonna have to
on.
watch the replay. I'm gonna have to,
Well, just tell us your piece on navigating in the new place.
You
girl.
gotta say something because you had to
Yeah.
fight to get
I
here. Go
yeah, I don't even know where.
ahead.
Okay.
You
Um,
got it.
okay, back to what I was talking about systems, creating systems. I think that's what I was talking about.
Yeah, you
And
were.
and so that's one way to navigate in a new place, and when you realize that everything in this world operates on systems, then you will begin to see that your life should have a system, or whatever that you're trying to accomplish, you should have a system with that. And whether it's, and creating a system has to consist of people and your tools, like friends, co-workers, coaches, whether they're business, wellness, or spiritual coaches. You have to surround yourself around those people to hold you accountable, you know. And then on top of that, your tools, your books, you know, software, whether it's joining, certain groups or things of that nature, stuff like that helps keep you and helps your system run. Just like a calendar is very important for that timeline. That should be a part of your tool, to create that system and have it work. And then the next thing is stepping out on faith. Hey, Nita, stepping out on faith. That's your next thing. When you combine all of that together, you step out on faith on everything that you have, that you have put together. Because by that time you should have clear goals. You should have action, accountability. You should have that support system that you need to help you stay on track. And then even with that, you have to realize that wherever you're trying to transition to, or where you're transitioning in, because sometimes it's just a promotion. You have to realize that whatever you're transitioning to and in, you have to realize that transitions are a major milestone. And it could be a possibility that that milestone that you have, it actually defines who you are and what you stand for. So
Right,
that's why
right.
it's so important while you're in a transition to realize that you create those systems, create those things, and connect yourself with those people that will help you
Right.
see your vision and everything come to pass, because that is the very milestone that's going to define who you are. you
That's
know
right, Ron.
and I think of, I love basketball, so I think of Wilt Chamberlain.
Yeah.
And Wilt Chamberlain could not, he had a problem with shooting free throws. His percentage was really, really low. Now Rick Barry on the other end, he had high percentage of shooting free throws. Now Rick Barry was known for the granny shot. Even though he was a grown man in the NBA, he used that shot and he was known for that. Even though people mocked him and felt like that only women shot that way, he
Mhm.
continues to do that. Now, at one point, Wilt Chamberlain started to shoot that way, and his percentages increased. So he was getting better with shooting those free throws. But then at some point, even though he realized that that system worked, he went back to shooting how he normally was shooting, you know, overhanded. And then his percentages went back down. So I say, don't be Wilt Chamberlain in that sense. Once you create and you find a system that works,
Uh-huh.
work that
Stay with it.
system.
Work the
Don't
system.
be
I
like
like
Wilt
it.
Chamberlain.
Uh-huh.
Be the Rick Barry. He was known for they called him the anomaly of the NBA because he stood alone. And he did what worked for him. And when he finished the NBA, he finished at like a 90% of free throws and entered into the Hall of Fame. So be Rick Barry. Once you find that system that works, no matter what people say, no matter what happens, work the system.
Work the system. That's good,
Yeah,
Rhonda.
work the system. And that's how I navigate. I actually use everything that I have said to create and to actually accomplish the things that I set out to do. Work the system.
Work the
And
system.
timelines are very important.
Mhm. It ensures accountability. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's
All
good.
right.
Good point.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Can you hear me, Erica?
yes.
Okay, good. So anyway, we just wanted to come on and encourage you all tonight. As you're in this time of uncertainty, this is times we never seen before.
Mhm.
Don't focus so much on what's happening around you, but go ahead and make sure that you're birthing out the things that are in you, so that
Yes.
you can be the person you need to be, function in your purpose. Make the moves you need to make. Connect with who you need to connect with, learn what you
Definitely.
need to learn,
Mhm.
and take advantage of this opportunity where things are kind of slowing down,
Mhm.
you know, and just, take that time to focus and work on what you need to work on so that you can start producing. At
Start
Mhm.
producing. Yes, ma'am.
And that's the bottom line. You want to be producing in this season. You want to be setting yourself up, for your next.
Mhm.
And you definitely want to be growing, as you navigate through. Like Erica said, don't let fear stop you. Rhonda said, put some systems in place, connect with who you need to connect with, and just keep on striving and keep moving forward. And you don't have to sit on the sidelines and watch everybody else with
Right.
approaching people or reaching out and find on. Get that business mindset,
Mhm.
and then after you get off the phone with the person, you be like, oh my God, I can't believe I did that.
You
And
did
you never
it.
know how people can add value
Congratulations.
to you in your
Yeah.
life. So we want to thank y'all for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
Make sure that you continue to live life. Continue to make sure that y'all continue to pray for us. Have a good night, everybody.
Well, too.